Hello, I'm John Gaffey, speaking on behalf of the Camp Gordon Johnston Museum Association. In early 1942, all of Europe was under German occupation. An invasion of England by strengthening German armies now occupying France was considered highly probable. The attack on Pearl Harbor by the Japanese in December of 1941 was still fresh in the hearts of Americans. The Japanese now occupied most of the Pacific Islands and were preparing for a direct attack on the United States. In both theaters, it became evident to the war planners that preemptive strikes by American forces would be required using a new type of warfare under development, the amphibious assault. Several training facilities were established along the east coast of the United States, and one of these was Camp Gordon Johnston. The tiny fishing village of Carabel, Florida was selected to play host to Camp Gordon Johnston. The camp sprawled over 160,000 acres. The beaches and swamps provided realistic conditions for American soldiers training for the landings in Normandy and in the Pacific Islands. A heavily guarded stockade was also included and would be used to house German soldiers captured in North Africa. As America shifted gears towards post-war recovery, the Army marched away and the former camp was dismantled. All that remained were a few barracks, most of which would be quickly reclaimed by Mother Nature. As the years passed, Camp Gordon Johnston became a dim memory among locals. But repeated visits to the old campsite by former soldiers who had trained there prompted a few citizens to open the first Camp Gordon Johnston Museum in 1998. The Museum Association was formed, and the museum was later moved to a rented building, an old movie house in Carabel. Fueled by the passion of dedicated volunteers, the inventory of artifacts and documents quickly grew to fill this facility. Over the years, the Camp Gordon Johnston Museum has benefited greatly by the provenance and gifts of former camp veterans. There is also a German prisoner of war display with items donated by former German prisoner of war, Herman Blumhardt.
Working in the bakery at Camp Gordon Johnston, I worked for a Sergeant Sisk. Sergeant Sisk was very accommodating and I soon became his interpreter. The kindness I received here in the States gave me hope for the future, and I was determined to return to the United States after the war.
Perhaps most important are the tours arranged by volunteers for school children. And why do you come to the museum?
To learn about World War II.
What have you learned since you've been here?
That they have a lot of veterans from Carabel that were fought in World War II.
The families of the men who trained at Camp Gordon Johnston use the museum to reconnect, as do families of former German prisoners of war. The museum also has restoration projects underway, one of which will yield a former Navy duck identical to this one. The city of Carabel offers its support of annual reunions with a good old-fashioned parade. The United States Army supports the museum during these reunions by providing parade vehicles and tours of Army amphibious vessels. But there is much more to be done. The rented building now housing the museum is entering the final stage of its useful life. With this in mind, the Camp Gordon Johnston Museum Association recently purchased land for a new museum and is now raising money to build a new museum. Contributions to this worthy project would be greatly appreciated. Information on how to make contributions is printed on the DVD jacket, and more information is available on the website on this page.